What's up, you guys? It's Jonathan Carter. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Today, we are going to be talking about the MCU, specifically all 9 2025 MCU entries that are coming out this year, and we are going to be ranking all 9 entries by excitement. The last couple years for the MCU have been pretty rocky, to say the least. 2024 was a big kind of redirect year for the MCU. Since 2020 and really the launch of Disney Plus in 2019, we've kind of been flooded with a lot of different MCU movies, shows, animation, and it really has turned a lot of people away from the MCU just because it feels like so much content, almost like homework to keep up with. And that mixed with a lot of the entries not being nearly as strong as they were in phases 1, 2, and 3. Like, phase 4 was the first time that the MCU went into rotten territory with Eternals, and then really got some low scores with other movies as well. I don't think any of the Disney Plus shows outside of WandaVision and Loki, both seasons, are really all that strong or deserving of being in the MCU. Long way of saying, Marvel Studios, Disney kind of caught on to that, really slowed everything down in 2024. They only released 2 shows, Echo and Agatha All Along, and 1 movie with Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, Deadpool and Wolverine was financially a huge hit. I went a little more mixed on the movie. Like, I thought it was fine, but financially, it was very strong. It did really well. It got people excited again for the MCU. With 2025, they're kind of coming back strong with 9 entries. A lot of these are shows that have been delayed since, like, they opened the floodgates to let all of this content out. So we'll see where this leads this year and also into 2026 and into 2027 and like the next big saga of the MCU, if that's going to be the Mutant Saga or whatever it is. So kicking off the year, I thought it'd be a great idea to rank all of these 9 MCU 2025 entries by excitement. And right before we kick this off, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Spotify for a podcast version of all these videos. With that being said, let's get into this. Number 9, Eyes of Wakanda. This is a 4-part miniseries animated that will be coming to Disney Plus. I don't know much about it, but there's been very few details about it. I think it's like some kind of time travel story. The reason this marks the bottom of the list is because, one, animation's hard for me. You'll see that being a theme in this video, because like I do enjoy animation. With a lot of these animated Disney Plus shows with the MCU, it's hard to know if they're really going to tie into anything, and so they kind of just end up feeling more like homework. The exception to that was X-Men 97, because that show ended up being phenomenal. So there could be something good here, but as of now, with the few scarce details we've been giving and it being animated, like, I enjoy the people of Wakanda. I enjoy that whole story there with Wakanda, but there's not much excitement here from me. Number 8, Marvel Zombies. So, if you've been watching What If, they did a Marvel Zombies, like, little episode, I think back in season 1. They decided, again, Disney Plus animation 4-part miniseries to do just Marvel Zombies, like dedicated to that, with a lot of the actors reprising their roles. And this show's coming out in October, but I don't think it has a set release date yet, probably around Halloween if I were to guess. The reason this ranks a little higher, one spot higher than Eyes of Wakanda, is because I think the premise of zombies is interesting, but other than that, that's really it. That's why it's still so at the bottom of this list. Number 7, Ironheart. Premise of this show seems to be we have turned Iron Man into a woo girl. I don't know about you guys, I don't know about people right now, but I'm really tired of this trope of taking our MCU heroes and then just turning them female. And not because, like, I think they should be superheroes. I'm not against that. It's more so that premise is just so lazy. They introduced Riri Williams in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and I thought she was fine. Like, I enjoyed that movie a lot, but she was my least favorite aspect of it. And I mean, I don't know if she's going to be able to, or if Ironheart's going to be able to carry a show. I don't think we need another Iron Man just in female form, or really any other Iron Man, like, at all. We already have War Machine, who's like pretty much close to being the same thing. This one just feels derivative, it feels tired, and I think this was filmed in like 2022, so this is that backlog I was talking about of Marvel content that they're just kind of releasing. Who knows, it could be good. Number 6, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So this is an animated Disney Plus show that seems to be like similar to X-Men 97. It is coming out on Disney Plus. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I will most likely cover it. Spider-Man is my favorite hero, superhero. I literally have my coffee mug here. But the reason this show doesn't even crack the top 5 is again because it's animated. I think it'll just be like a weekly thing. It's not really going to tie into the MCU at all. I did enjoy X-Men 97, so hopefully there's some enjoyment here. I would rather get a Spider-Man 98 spinoff because Spider-Man was like featured in X-Men 97. Maybe throw some Daredevil in there as well. This one, I mean, we'll see. I'm hopeful for it. I'll check it out. I'll probably review it. But for now, that's why it sits at number 6. Bring us into the top 5, Wonder Man. So, we don't know much about this show. We just know it'll be releasing at the very end, December of 2025. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, will be starring as Wonder Man. Yahya Abdul-Mateen is a phenomenal actor. I loved him in the Watchmen show. Check that out if you haven't seen it. He played a great Dr. Manhattan. With Wonder Man, we are also getting the return of Trevor Slattery from Iron Man 3, and then who returned later in Shang-Chi. I didn't mind the Iron Man 3 plot twist at all. I think he was hilarious in Shang-Chi. I'm excited he looks hilarious in this. I'm excited to see him again. So Wonder Man has piqued my interest, but because we don't know much about it yet, besides it seemed to be like an actor auditioning for the role of Wonder Man in the show.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
It's kind of right there, almost in the middle of my excitement. Number 4, Captain America Brave New World. This is a tricky one. It's in the top 5 because it's a big MCU movie. Finally, again, we're getting those. And it is Captain America. The trailer looks fine enough. It seems they're really trying to go for that Winter Soldier, get people back into the theater with that spy espionage type of vibe to it. The reason I'm hesitant on it, one, the reviews so far, these early screenings, this movie has gone through a lot of reshoots, and it seems like it's mixed reviews no matter what they do to the film. And also, I don't think Anthony Mackie is leading man material. Like, he was great as the Falcon, but in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I don't think he really showed off what he could do as Captain America. I wasn't really the biggest fan of that show. And then also, that show came out 4 years ago in 2020. That was like the second Disney Plus show ever for the MCU. Now, 5 years later, we're getting him now in his first featured movie as a title character in Captain America. Like, we have not seen him in 5 years, mixed with, I don't think him being like the leading man. I mean, he could change my mind. Like, this movie could be really good. I'm open to it. I'm not really sure where the story's going. It seems like it's kind of like an Incredible Hulk spinoff with the leader and then Betty coming back, and then you got Thunder Ross Bolt as like the Red Hulk. So it really does seem to be mixed here. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good or bad film. I'll go into it with an open mind, but that's why, like, top 5, but not the top 3. Bringing us into the top 3, Thunderbolts asterisk. So, right before we get into this with Thunderbolts, I think this is actually going to end up being the Dark Avengers. The reason this makes top 3, one, the trailers have actually looked phenomenal for this movie. I am fully in on this. And also, this stacked cast and the characters. You got Florence Pugh, you've got Sebastian Stan, Julia Dreyfus, David Harbour, and it seems like a lot of these storylines are finally merging that were set up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Again, I mean, 5 years later, but we'll see. We got the return of U.S. Agent, Ghost, who I'm a big fan of that actress, and then you got Taskmaster and all this stuff. Like, a lot of the plot has been under wraps, but the trailer has looked amazing. Both trailers looked amazing. I am for this one. Here's to hoping it's going to be good. Number 2, Fantastic Four First Steps. So I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. They have not been done justice on the big screen yet. I mean, the Tim Story 2005 and 2007 films were fine for when I was a kid, but they weren't amazing. And then we're not even going to talk about Fant 4-6. I don't want to talk about that.
Say that again?
Every member here of the Fantastic Four, Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, like, amazing from The Bear. They're all, like, they got the 4 big casting characters right. Like those are big names. Joseph Quinn off of Stranger Things 4 fame, Vanessa Kirby being amazing, and then Pedro Pascal having like a big last 2 years with The Last of Us and Gladiator and everything about this. I think the MCU, I think Marvel Studios knows that they have to get this movie right. This is coming out July 25th, so right in the middle of summer season. I think that they know they have to get this right. It's going to be a big movie. Like they're putting all their chips on this one. I don't think they would let this be a letdown. Unfortunately, we haven't received the first trailer for it. We got the first Superman trailer, which is coming out like in the same month, I believe. So maybe we'll get Fantastic Four soon. It might launch ahead of, like in front of Captain America Brave New World or at the Super Bowl. We'll see. I think this one's going to be good. I'm very excited for this. But coming in at number 1, Daredevil Born Again. I wish this was going to be like a feature film, but Daredevil is not the most popular superhero. He's actually my second favorite superhero right behind Spider-Man. I love Daredevil. I have a Spider-Man poster here and then a Daredevil poster right there of Daredevil Season 3. There was so much drama going on with the show. So originally, all those Netflix shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Punisher, Defenders, Luke Cage, all of that. Netflix canceled all of those, went on to Disney+, but then they were all canceled, and then they renewed Daredevil, but then it was like a different show, different storyline, and then they canceled that. They reworked it to be Daredevil Born Again. Maybe season 4, like it seems to be very close in tie. You got John Bernthal back as the Punisher. You've got Foggy and Karen coming back. Maybe Elektra, Wilson Fisk. While I'm a little skeptical because like the MCU hasn't been on a winning streak right now, I love Daredevil, and just like Fantastic Four, I think Marvel knows they have to do this right because like while Daredevil isn't the biggest superhero, he has a very strong cult following that want his character done justice. Like we know, a lot of us know, Daredevil would be perfect in a Spider-Man film or just like introduce him to bigger audiences, give him his own film, put him in Avengers, whatever. Like Daredevil is a fantastic character, and it seems like, again, we haven't really, like, there's been, like, trailer leaks of this on the internet. We haven't gotten the official trailer. This comes out on Disney Plus on March 4th, so we should be getting a trailer soon, hopefully this month. Kevin Feige has commented, and rest assured, like, this is going to be gritty, it's going to be dark, and then I think with Disney's budget, with Marvel Studios' budget, not it just being, like, Netflix, like, maybe we'll get bigger fight scenes, we might get Daredevil actually, like, doing acrobats and swinging through the city, like, kind of like how he did a little bit in She-Hulk. I think they know, because they stopped the other show, halted that, rewrote things, like they know they have to get this right. I think they're going to put the love and care into it, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal show, and that's why it comes in at number 1. So there's my list of all 9 MCU 2025 entries ranked by excitement. Let me know what you guys think about my list in the comments, and more importantly, put your list of all 9 2025 MCU entries ranked by excitement in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it. Are you with the MCU? Are you against the MCU? Please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok and Spotify for podcast versions of these videos. Happy New Year, guys. Happy 2025. I will see you guys on the next one.